Alright, I want to come on today. I got a little Dala horse here, a little simple project, and I've done a lot of these and color them up, and I love the Dala horse. I do. It's a symbol of Sweden, and but what I want to do, I want to come over here and talk to you a little bit also about the carving world and how things are changing, and why the fact that I haven't been on here a whole lot. You know, let me get my knife here. We're just going to work on this as we go. It's a sweet little Dala horse, and we're just going to kind of move around, get things rolling. What I want to talk to you about is I start to work on the head here a little bit, trying to get this going. I know a lot of you haven't seen me as much on my videos and stuff like that, but I want to tell you, the world's changing now in carving, and especially the internet is changing in carving. And where once, when I first started, nobody did this, we are getting just a ton of people now wanting to teach you online. And I am just overwhelmed at this kind gesture that people are making toward the carving field. And it has just become, of me, just a wonderful knowing. I'm just getting in between the legs here, knowing that the carving field has just gone so much toward those younger ones who are starting to do their videos and starting to love teaching and teaching people. In 2007, when I started carving videos, it just was nobody. The only thing we had was the reasons it was all started is we just didn't have anybody doing anything, and if it was done, then you had to pay for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you had to pay for the videos, because it costs for people to make them and do all that kind of stuff. But at that time, I knew there were people who did not have the money for videos or classes or things like that. So I started what was basically a poor man's version of learning how to carve. And because of the love of the community and the love of carvers at that time, I was able to do very well in my teachings and help a lot of people get started. One of my favorite guys is, of course, Doug Linker, who I think the world of, and just so impressed with his. I mean, I really think there's guys that are coming up. I mean, Doug has overtaken me as a lead carver immensely, and I am just so happy. Maybe I've gotten lazy. I don't know what it is. No, I don't think it's the laziness. It's just there comes a time when a person has to step back. And I don't mean coming on here like this and carving a little Dala horse for you and having fun and stuff like that. But what I am saying is things are just going to be different. I'm not going to put out the videos that I used to. I remember I was putting out 1, 2 a week. But there are guys on YouTube now like Jonathan Creason, Johnny Layton is just, Johnny is putting out some of the finest videos. I mean, when it comes to wood carving, and he's carving all kind of different things. He's got some pumpkins he's carving right now, and the season and all that other stuff. And I tell you, I am just overwhelmed at the dedication these men have in doing these carvings. And I want you to support them, folks. I'm going to tell you something. And if that means not watching me as much and supporting them, please do. We have to understand that, like anything else, eventually there are people that have to end up, you know, backing off and letting, like I said, letting people, the younger people, take over and carve and take over the thing. And Doug has learned that too now, since he does not get on here as much and make as many videos, because he understands that. He understands that we all, you know, we all have to step aside. See how cute he's getting? It's just little Dala horses, and you paint them up and give them to people. And you have to step aside and let those who are new, those who are, you know, are really making all of this stuff just good. And I want you, please, to support the people that are trying to help you learn. And like I told you, one of those is Johnny Layton. And Jonathan. And of course Van Kelly. And Whittler Dave. I'm going to tell you something about Whittler Dave. Whittler Dave, if you have not watched any of his stuff, Whittler Dave is not the greatest carver in the world. He's a whittler. But let me tell you something. He is so much fun to watch. I've been around this man. And he is so much fun to be around. He really is. He is a fun person to be around. And I just, you know, I just really, really ask you to support Whittler Dave. He is, he's a good guy. He wants to teach people. He wants to learn. Not all his carving is exactly the way that other people would do it, but he is willing and a very kind man. I have sat down with Whittler Dave. I have talked to him. I have shared stories with him, and he is a gem of a man. I'm going to tell you something. And I thank this man so much for having the zeal to want to sit and whittle with people. So go over there and support him. He's a good man. I'm telling you what, he really is. He is a good man with a good heart. And I will say that for sure. Take your legs and you just kind of round them off a little bit. He is a good person. So support Whittler Dave. He's worth supporting. He's worth, you know, doing it. Now, Jonathan is a good carver. Then you have Wattle Wood. He carves simple things and stuff like that. You have a number of carvers who are now hitting the internet with their talents And it is good talent. I mean, it is just good talent. And that is why I've kind of stepped back, because these people are taking over to me. And I don't mean they're forcing me out or nothing like that. I mean, it is a joy to know that these men have such a zeal to help people learn carving, and a zeal to do it. I mean, these people are not getting paid for this. They don't have to take their time out. Jerry McNutty. I met Jerry with the Texas Wood Carvers Guild. He was at the Houston show when I went that time. This guy, I'm telling you, this guy is a great carver. He really is. He's got a zeal. He loves carving. His work is extraordinary. He is a great carver and someone that you need to learn from when he puts up a video or something like that. Jerry is extraordinary. He really is. And Eric Owens has got his channel. You know, Eric's a great carver. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to say what I think about Jerry McNutty on here, okay? Now, this guy, nobody knew all that much about Jerry, you know, and stuff. And he went up there to that carving at the Rockies, and he got in the whittling contest with some of the best guys up there, and he took first place. So Jerry's a member of the Texas Wood Carvers Guild, and I'm going to tell you something. Learn from this guy. He is really, really sharp, and his stuff is really, really good. So if he, you know, you need to learn anything and let him teach you, I'll tell you what. And these type of people make me proud to know that they are willing with their talent to put it forth and help those who would like to learn, because I think they know that there's been others that have helped them learn in such a way. So I want you to support these people, please. There's others just as well. You know, there's a guy called the Maker Experience, and he does some great carvings and whittlings and stuff like that. There's just a number of them, and I am just, like I said, I am just flabbergasted at the work these men have done, at the work they can do, and what they have done to help you and others in the carving field. And that's why I ask you, please, to support these men. These are good men. Like I said, I've met Jerry personally. I went to the Texas Wood Carvers Guild this year, and I am just flabbergasted at what a great teacher this guy is. And that well, I'm not going to say what I told him already, because I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to say, because it's kind of a little secret that I told him one day he's going to be in a certain group. And he is, like I said, he is enthusiastic and wonderful. Johnny Layton is one that I really am talking highly of. And Johnny is a young man who has just engulfed carving, and he has a zeal and a love. Yeah, we're getting there. He has a zeal and he has a love for carving that is extraordinary. And I tell you, it's just, you know, it is just so wonderful to watch the the love that these men have for this art. And when people have love for an art like that, they can teach you something. And that's why I recommend, if you are not subscribed to their channel, and folks, this is not about, this is not about building their channel up because they're for clicks and views. This is learning from these men. That's the whole purpose of it. All my life now, in the 15, 16 years that I started, I've never taken any money from YouTube, and there's nothing wrong whatsoever if people build their channel up. But I don't think that's what these men are interested in. They're not so much interested in building the channel up as they are about helping people learn and teaching them how to do it. And that right there, folks, is what I am just totally impressed with. So I'm just telling you that please subscribe, please support these people, because I'm slowly bowing out. I want to come on here, do a little, look at this little Dala horse, just so much fun. So much fun. And I just got through doing my courtroom scene, and I've been working on that. I'm working on a large version of miniature of the shotgun wedding. Just doing a number of things. And but as far as videos are concerned, I want you to spend more time with these men and less time with me. Because these men, social media, and I think COVID had a lot to do with it. People got on social media, did things. Look at Blake's International Congress of Wood Carvers, International Association of Wood Carvers. All the great stuff that Blake has done for the International Association of Wood Carvers. And Blake doesn't take any money. Blake's not trying to, and on YouTube, unless you got millions of followers, you're not going to make a whole lot of money anyway. So I'm just saying, they do it because they love the craft. They love the stuff that goes on here. And I will tell you this, that has brought me more joy than anything in the world. I recently told you, see, that on my Facebook page, if some of you don't know me on my Facebook page, that, and you see, this is a part of growing older. This is a part of understanding that you won't be here a long time or whatever. But for years and years after my mother died, I was in control of my father's diary. Most people know, I've talked about this already, that my father was a Japanese prisoner of war in World War II. And I have been in control of his diary, and most of you know that I've flooded before and lost my home. Everybody knows that. And I began to become very upset. See, we're looking at our Dala horse here, and I began realizing that if something ever happened to me, that diary could be not found and be destroyed or thrown away or by mistake. And even though I loved my father's diary, I had to come to a conclusion that it probably wasn't best. My mother kept it for, oh my gosh, she Kept it for 70-something years till she died at the age of 95, and it was given to me. But recently, on a trip to Alabama, and I had been to this place before, I took a trip over to Andersonville, Georgia. Now, there's been a movie made about it, but Andersonville was where the big, horrendous Confederate prison camp was during the Civil War. And that because they didn't have the resources, a lot of men died. A lot of the northern Yankee men died in the camp, and it was atrocious. They even ended up hanging the guy who ran the prison, in other words, Colonel Wirtz. But at the site of where the prison is, it's a National Historical Site, was the Museum for Prisoners of War. And it's a beautiful museum. And I remember when I went to Alabama, I decided to go on to Andersonville and see the site again. I'd only seen it once, but I loved it because I loved the Civil War. And I saw several, went into the POW museum and saw a lot of the stuff they had. And it was at that time, I spent quite a bit of time there, watched a couple of films, and it was at that time that I suddenly realized that I needed to stop being selfish and self-centered. And rather than my father's diary end up maybe in another flood or whatever, I talked to the lady about, would y'all be interested in having my father's diary? And I had not only the diary, but some pictures and a mess kit that he had from World War II. And, he spent 4 years as a Japanese POW. And the lady there was not the one who ran it, but she said, I think we would be interested in it. So, anyway, the committee met at the place there, and they agreed they would like to have the diary. So I sent the diary and a bunch of pictures, actual pictures that had been taken in the Japanese prison camp. There was probably about 10 of them or more, just a rare find. And she was just elated with the stuff that she got. And she got my dad's diary, and I know because when I mailed it, we were tracking it and talking to one another, and it finally got there, and they're compiling some stuff on it. And even though I loved my father's diary, and I loved it, didn't really want to get rid of it, or I knew that it had to go somewhere else so that other people could look at it and enjoy it, and so that nothing would happen to it. So I sent it off, and it is now going to be a part of the National POW Museum in Andersonville, Georgia. I'm thrilled. And I'm so happy for my father. He's been dead 30-something years, but I'm so happy. So what did I do? I finally realized that, you know what, I need to step aside and I need to let someone else take control of something that I loved and dearly, because it is in the best interest of the diary and of the certain things. There was those pictures. Then I sent a couple of pieces of ore mine that my dad brought home when he was shipped to the ore mines of Japan, and were working in the ore mines of Japan for years. That's almost where he died. There was some ore from the ore mines of Japan, and there was some Japanese money that was with it, and other things, and they just love it. All right, I had to give it up because it was important that it would be in the hands of people who make sure that it would be of good use. So it's the same thing in when you've done videos and things like that. You have to step aside. You have to put your best interests out of the way and let the younger ones come in and do their thing. So this is not a thing, oh, I'll never come back on here again and stuff, but I'm gonna be like Doug. I'm gonna spend a lot of time carving and whittling things that I love. And there's these little simple horses and stuff. You paint them and fix them up, even though I'm not a very good painter, and give them to somebody. And I've made those little, I've already showed you those little boxes that I've made and put things in. So all I'm saying is just learn when your time comes to do what is right for everybody. And look at that, sit here, carve that little Dala horse. Simple, easy to do. I wish I was a better painter, but I'm not, but I'll do the best I can. But I have over 2,800 videos on YouTube, and I really don't know how much more I could give. But these new guys coming up, folks, they've got better cameras, they've got better stuff. It's much closer. You know, you have to enlarge mine to really get up close, because I'm not savvy with this type of stuff, just like with computers and things like that. But I want you to know that I'm going to let more people enjoy other people and spend some time with these guys and subscribe to their channel. There's other ones too, but just go after them. If you have a hunger for that kind of stuff, please for carving and stuff, please support these men, support these guys. All right, well, that's and we sit here and carve a little Dala horse while we were at it. As you can see, they're simple, pretty much simple to carve. But anyway, I want to thank you. And like I said, we're not, as carvers, we're not to compete against one another. We're to enhance one another. And that's why it's important that we do enhance one another. And we do see to one another that we help each other. Tell you what I'm going to do on here. I'm just going to real quick, I'm going to go ahead and put in my main on here. I'm going to put that in there, and Anyway, I'm going to thank all of you. And do as I ask you, please, to go support these men. What's he dragging? Guy come by with one of those guys doing the yard and stuff. He's dragging something. I don't know what he's doing. He's dragging something on his trailer stuff. Anyway, God bless you now. And carve you a bunch of these little Dala horses. These are so cute. They really are. All right, God bless you now. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. And I wish you God's blessings and the love of Jesus Christ. Goodbye.